Hey, I'm Mike. Before we start, I want to tell you something a little different about this video. I didn't just research this topic. I went through hours of real operator interviews, actual YouTube breakdowns from people running this business right now, and industry reports, and I pulled out only the parts that actually mattered. Because here's the thing about most content on this topic: you'll watch a 10-minute video, and maybe 2 minutes of it is genuinely useful. The rest is fluff. So today I'm giving you those 2-minute gold nuggets from 5 or 6 different real sources, all compiled into one video. Let's get into it. The reality check from someone who actually does this. Let's start with a quote that stopped me when I first read it. There's an entrepreneur named Brandon Schlichter who runs 24 vending machines across central Ohio and also happens to share business tips with 2 million subscribers on his own channel. When a reporter asked him what the biggest difficulty in this business actually is, he didn't say finding the right machine or picking good products. He said, quote, "The biggest difficulty is finding a good location and negotiating with the owner." That's it. That's the whole game, according to someone who's actually living it. And here's the number that matters even more. Schlichter's 24 machines bring in around $3,000 to $3,500 a month combined. After costs, his actual take-home profit is about $2,000 across all 24 units. Do that math with me for a second. That's roughly $80 to $150 profit per machine, per month. Not per week, per month. He called it, in his own words, a nice little side piece of income. Not a life-changing empire, a side piece. That's coming from someone with 2 million YouTube subscribers who could easily oversell this if he wanted to, and he didn't. The industry-wide number nobody highlights. Here's a stat that almost never makes it into the hype videos, but genuinely should. According to NAMA, the National Automatic Merchandising Association, essentially the industry's own trade body, the typical operator generates around $6,000 in revenue per machine, annually. Not monthly, annually. That works out to about $500 a month in revenue, before costs. This is the industry's own official average, not a critic's pessimistic guess. When the industry's own trade association is quoting numbers this modest, that tells you something about how much the Get Rich with 5 Machines videos are stretching the truth. The product insight from an actual high-volume operator. Here's a detail I pulled from an operator explaining exactly how the margins actually work in practice. He described buying a 25-cent bag of chips in bulk from somewhere like Costco or Sam's Club and reselling it for $1.50 in a high-traffic location. That's roughly a 6 times markup on a single item. This is the actual mechanic behind vending machine profit. It's not really about the machine, it's about buying in bulk at wholesale prices and selling at convenience store markup to a captive audience that has no other option nearby. What the data says about product categories. Pulling from Automatic Merchandiser's industry report. Cold beverages are actually the single biggest category in vending, accounting for 27% of total vending sales last year, more than any other product type. Snacks came in second at 17%, and candy third at 14%. If you're trying to figure out what to actually stock your first machine with, that's not a guess. That's what the entire industry's real sales data is telling you sells the most consistently. The one sentence that cuts through all the hype. Here's a quote from a separate industry source, someone named Talbot, who spent years around this business. And I think this might be the single most important sentence in this entire video. He said plainly, "You're not going to really make a lot of money off one machine. Full stop. No qualifiers, no, but if you do it right." Just an honest, blunt statement that scale is the entire game here. One machine is basically a very expensive experiment to learn the business. The real money, if it comes at all, comes from doing this many times over, consistently, with discipline. The entry cost reality, from someone actually buying machines. On the cost side, here's a specific, grounded number. Used vending machines can be found anywhere from $500 to $2,000 on platforms like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. That's a genuinely low barrier to entry compared to almost any other physical small business you could start. But, and this is important, Schlichter also pointed out that this low barrier to entry cuts both ways. It means the vending space is genuinely competitive because so many people can afford to get in. The honest conclusion from the person actually living this life. And here's how the same operator, Brandon Schlichter, described the whole business philosophy after years of actually doing it. He called vending a low-risk endeavor that, like any other business, requires hard work and practice. And then he added something I think is the most useful sentence in this entire video for anyone actually considering starting. The only way that you learn is to go out and do it. What this compiled picture actually tells us. So if you put all of these fragments together, The real operator's honest numbers, the industry's own official average, the specific product markup math, the blunt "one machine won't make you rich" warning, and the "just go do it and learn" advice. A much clearer, much more honest picture emerges than any single video usually gives you. This is not a business that makes you rich overnight, and anyone telling you it is selling you something, usually a course or a machine, not the truth. But it's also not a scam or a waste of time. It's a genuinely low barrier to entry, physical small business where success comes down almost entirely to location, patience, and treating it like a real root business rather than a lottery ticket. The people who actually make meaningful money at this, the ones with 20, 30, 50 machines, got there the boring way. One decent location at a time, one small reinvestment at a time, over years, not weeks. Conclusion. So that's the real compiled picture of the vending machine business. Not from one hyped-up video, but pieced together from actual operators, actual industry data, and actual numbers that people running this business right now were willing to share honestly. If you're the kind of person who's genuinely willing to put in that slow, boring work, finding locations, negotiating with owners, restocking week after week, this can absolutely become a legitimate income stream over time. If you were hoping for overnight passive income, that part was never real, no matter how many videos told you otherwise. If you found this kind of compiled real insights format valuable, let me know in the comments. I might do more videos like this one, pulling the best 2 minutes from 10 different sources so you don't have to watch all 10 yourself. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Mike, signing off.